Hi folks, welcome to your latest MWIS Planning Outlook. We'll take you through into the month of June. Let's have a look at the charts then as we go through the days and weeks ahead. Through this week, not a lot will change in the general weather pattern. We have high pressure that is centred toward the north and west of Scotland, and that will be drawing an east to northeasterly wind around it, and occasionally drawing some areas of cloud in from the North Sea that will cover some eastern hills from the Cheviots to the Pennines, and sometimes getting as far across as Wales as well through the remainder of this week, but across most of western regions of Wales, the Lake District, and broadly across the Highlands. It's fine, it's sunny, and it's feeling pleasantly warm and summer-like with top temperatures by the afternoons into the mid-20s. Summit temperatures are well up into double figures. Not too much wind for the Highlands, but we do have that rather gusty easterly wind for England and Wales through the rest of this week. We'll see the high still around to the north with very little change of position through this weekend as well as we roll these charts forward, so it's a fine weekend in prospect. Again, more sunshine across Scotland and most of western regions of England and Wales, and once more we may just see a bit more cloud in eastern areas. Not quite as windy as the middle of the week through Wales, but still with that breeze just taking the edge off those temperatures. And as we scroll the chart through, there isn't really a lot changing in the position of that high even at the start of next week. All the unsettled weather and the heavy rain and showers focused on the southern parts of Europe. We still have the potential for some rather cool nights though. This is the minimum temperature forecast for dawn on a Saturday morning upcoming, with the values then dipping away into the mid or lower end of single figures, so a touch of frost possible in a few valleys and glens. Sunday morning too looks fairly similar. Minimum temperatures shown here around 5 degrees, but a few spots again could just go that little bit cooler. The general outlook then into next week, that's the week as a whole with the pressure patterns from the 5th through the 12th of June, and it's not changed a great deal from what we're seeing at the moment, with high pressure still to the north and west of Britain, and again that easterly breeze through England and Wales. Fine weather overall is expected to continue. The signal becomes somewhat weaker as we go forwards into the middle of June, but it's still that general idea of high pressure being toward the north and northwest and lower pressure toward the south. It may just be that pressure falls enough during this time to start triggering off a few showers. Always uncertain with the breakdown of these extended fine spells, just exactly how and where any of these areas of showers or spells of rain develop. So I think we're watching more toward the south really for anything just breaking down at that time. Northern regions could still be broadly dry. Just to back up those two previous charts, these are rainfall maps, and this is in relation to average for this time of the year, and the oranger colours is drier than average conditions, the greener colours is wetter than average. That's the first week we looked at through to the 12th of June. Just flick that on to the week through to the 19th of June, and it still shows the wetter conditions across southern Europe, although the signal for drier conditions has just eased back a bit then across the British Isles, so it does just indicate that greater risk of some rainfall being around. It doesn't look to be particularly large amounts, but the white colours essentially suggesting nearer to average conditions rather than the obvious signal for dry conditions that we'll have seen during that first week of June. Taking things deeper into the month, and this takes you through the 7 days to the 26th of June, and this is the pressure patterns suggested again for the 7-day period, and that suggests that lower than average pressure is just starting to get into the story across the southern regions a bit more strongly. The signal for higher pressure has moved away a bit more into Scandinavia. The signals in terms of rainfall then just shows some wetter conditions, slightly above average rainfall in places. It would depend on the exact weather pattern that we did get, but just that risk of being a bit more mixed then as we head through into the second half of June. The drier weather is focused away towards Scandinavia. The very much wetter weather is still more likely though to be towards the southern parts of Europe. A long way off, of course, but the signals toward the end of the month suggest that high pressure once more builds to the north of Scotland and keeps things settled again by this stage. So overall, much of the Highlands could well be in for a fairly dry June, maybe something a bit more mixed for a time just beyond mid-month. But we're still seeing that suggestion that high pressure would be expected to be toward the north. Low pressure just retreats for a while, then it could be that many places actually end the month on a better note, if we do go somewhat downhill for a while in mid-month. Naturally, very weak signals from the modelling in terms of rainfall, just that trend that drier than average conditions are to the north of us, wetter than average conditions are to the south. It will just depend how close the high or the low gets to us at that time, just which pattern holds sway. So we'll see how that develops. I hope that gives you some insights into how the month of June may be shaping up. For the time being, it's more good early summer weather, so enjoy that if you can. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.